What would you do if you realized the uncle who practically raised you was actually the person who destroyed your real father's life? Growing up, Uncle Mark was the man. He wasn't actually my uncle, just my dad's best friend and business partner, but he was always there. He bought me my first glove. He taught me how to drive when my dad was away on business. See, when I was like 8, my dad got hit with a massive fraud case. The feds basically took everything. The house, the cars, the reputation. My dad went to prison for 15 years. Honestly, I low-key told people I barely remembered him, but yeah, no, that was a lie. I remembered the day the sirens came. Mark was the one who stayed, though. He helped my mom pay the bills. He moved into the guest house to keep an eye on us, and eventually, he moved into the main bedroom. At first, I was happy for my mom. She was finally smiling again. But then things started feeling off. Mark wasn't just the cool uncle anymore. He started acting like he owned the place, like he'd always been the man of the house. And yeah, it gets worse. Last month, I was clearing out the crawl space to find some old camping gear. I found a box. It was tucked behind a false wall, covered in 10 years of dust. Inside was my dad's old work laptop, the one the feds supposedly never found. That's when I realized Mark hadn't just stayed to help us. I spent all night going through those files. Every single fraudulent transaction, signed by Mark's digital key. Every offshore account, linked to Mark's personal email. But that wasn't even the worst part. I found a thread of messages between Mark and a private investigator. He'd been tracking my mom for years before the arrest. He didn't just frame my dad to get the money. He framed him to get his life, his house, his son, his wife. He'd literally dismantled my family from the inside out just to step into the vacuum he created. The next morning at breakfast, Mark was sitting there, drinking coffee out of my dad's favorite mug. He looked at me and asked why I looked so tired. I just smiled, pulled out my phone, and showed him the login screen for the laptop. The color didn't just leave his face. It was like he turned into a ghost. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just leaned in and whispered, "Dad gets out on parole tomorrow," and I already sent him the password. The look of pure terror in his eyes was better than any birthday present he ever bought me. Enjoy the guest house, Mark, while you still can.